All right, my babe, Meghan Markle, will we make it? Is the question for everyone. Let us watch this reaction from this video. Canceled!
You know, it's been nearly 3 years since Meghan Markle and Prince Harry dramatically announced that they were stepping down from their roles in the royal family and moving to America. They said that they valued their privacy and could no longer tolerate living under the white-hot glare of the spotlight. Their stated reasoning may have been, convincing to you at the time if you were dumb enough to believe that Meghan Markle is the sort of girl who marries into royalty because she values her privacy. But if you're at least intelligent enough to score higher than an earthworm on an IQ test, then you knew that Harry and Meghan were seeking attention, not shirking from it.
What? You mean all that publicity, interviewing with Oprah, all their podcasts, their exclusive podcast rides, their Netflix deal is not about privacy?
And if you're in this latter category, the smarter than an earthworm demographic.
Thank you.
You have not then been surprised to find that this private and humble ex-royal couple has spent the last couple of years seeking attention wherever they can find it. They've done multiple tell-all interviews, one conducted by Oprah. They've signed book deals. They've signed multi-million-dollar podcast deals.
I totally forgot about the book deal. Meghan Markle's children's book. Make sure to buy it.
Meghan has posed for literally every magazine cover in existence, outside of maybe Car and Driver magazine, although maybe she got around to that too. They have sought a very peculiar form of privacy indeed. A form that involves appearing on every sort of medium, willfully attracting attention, and then monetizing that attention. This is the kind of private life they wish to lead. And now they're going to continue their privacy tour by starring in a Netflix docuseries, which premieres this weekend. Yes. And here's the trailer.
Yes!
It's really hard to look back on it now.
I didn't even know they were filming me in this instance right here. It's so weird. It's so weird. Hold on. It's really hard to,
And go, what on earth happened?
What on earth happened?
You hear that? That is the sound of hearts breaking all around the world.
She's becoming a royal rock star.
If you say anything bad about Matt, watch out, his followers will bomb your comments. I know. the baby, what do they call themselves? Matt Baby Brigade or whatever. What's up, Gaylon?
And then
Everything changed.
Everything changed.
There's a hierarchy of the family. There's leaking, but there's also planting of stories.
there was a war against Meghan to suit other people's agendas.
It's about hatred. It's about race.
It's a dirty game. Pain and suffering.
It's about power. Remember that. White people are obsessed with power.
Of women marrying into this institution, this feeding frenzy.
I realized they're never going to protect you.
I was terrified. I didn't want history to repeat itself. No one knows the full truth. We know the full truth.
I didn't even know they used that clip of me. That's embarrassing. I know the full truth, and I'm ready to finally reveal it in a tell-all docuseries.
How many times are they going to milk this exact same? No one has heard this before. No one knows the full.
Because Matt, no one has heard it. Okay, this is the first time we're finally telling people
truth. We've heard you tell the supposed full truth about 46 times in the last year.
Yeah, but we need to do 47.
So I believe the official title of this is Give Me Attention, the movie. Either that or they're just calling it Harry and Meghan, which is the same idea either way. Of course, everything that Meghan Markle is involved in, starting with her marriage, is at its core a publicity stunt and a sham, and this film is no different. In fact, eagle-eyed viewers have noticed that between the two main trailers released for the series, at least 3 of the images in these trailers of media harassing and hounding the couple are taken out of context from
using the paparazzi to complain about paparazzi. How dare you put that in my chat?
Events where neither Harry nor Meghan were even present. BBC.com has this report. A photograph of paparazzi appears in the first trailer just before a clip of Harry saying he had to do everything that he could to protect his family. However, it is said to have actually been taken at a Harry Potter premiere 5 years before the Duke and Duchess even met. A clip in the second trailer, which apparently illustrates paparazzi hounding the couple, was actually taken when former model Katie Price arrived at Crawley Magistrates Court last December. Shortly before that shot, the Duke of Sussex is heard speaking of the pain and suffering of women marrying into the royal family, adding that he did not want history to repeat itself, as a clip shows men apparently chasing someone with cameras. The clip was in fact recorded as Price arrived to be sentenced over a drunk driving charge. One section of the second trailer also features clips of reporters, photographers, and cameramen apparently in close pursuit of the couple. However, one media crush seen by viewers was not targeting the royal family, right, the royal couple, but rather President Donald Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, leaving his New York apartment in 2019 to serve time in prison for financial crimes, campaign finance violations, and lying to Congress. Profiling, surveillance.
I went on a blind date last week and I almost left her because she identified as them. Wait, your date identified as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry? Wait, what? Help me understand that, Kaylin. I love it.
Surveillance, data harvesting. There are a lot of things I don't like about tech giants.
And I don't like commercials.
For their own profits, data for. So it's pretty hilarious that they crammed 3 misleading images just into the trailer. Who knows how many lies they'll be able to pack into the full series.
Yeah, right. They're all true.
It's also grotesque, but that's par for the course with Harry and Meghan. These two may have ostensibly stepped down from their royal occupation, but only to exchange one throne and one crown for another, because they are now king and queen victim. And it is a symbolic,
and I wear it with pride,
figurehead type position, just like the one they left. But it also carries a considerable amount of power in our culture.
Wait. He overdyes his beard. He reminds me of Billy Blanks. You're gonna have trigger so many Matt Walsh followers. He doesn't overdye his beard. He doesn't even dye it. It's his testosterone pumping through his lungs.
Not to mention profit potential. They are, in many ways, the perfect representation of victimhood in modern Western culture. This is the service they're providing us, is by showing us what victimhood really entails these days. They are our victimhood mascots. Immensely privileged, absurdly wealthy, living lives of unimaginable comfort, surrounded by ostentatious luxury. They're
She got triggered when I said she's a female, I think. Oh no. I'm glad you left that date then. I expect him to try to sell me some OxyClean. Hey, it's Billy Banks here from OxyClean.
Celebrated by the media.
All I can think about is that South Park episode sometimes when I see him. It's Billy Banks here.
Yeah, they're fawned over, they're applauded.
Billy Banks.
Yet they can't stop whining. They are never happy. None of their riches, no amount of public adulation will convince these spoiled, self-centered brats that they're anything but oppressed and downtrodden. And what's more, this is...
Yeah, but now we make the victimhood Olympics, and it's important to rise to the top and say, I am the victim of the year, aka Time Person of the Year.
Another hallmark of modern victimhood. They maintain their victimhood delusions even as they viciously attack the ones they claim to be helplessly victimized by. So Harry has turned on his own family, aired their dirty laundry, monetized its airing, and yet still pretends to be somehow the injured party. Now,
he's very injured. I mean, he has to live in a very, very tiny home. I mean, the guy is living paycheck to paycheck as we speak.
Now, are their tears fake?
Yes.
Is it all an act?
Yes.
Well, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that Meghan Markle is a sociopath who has probably never experienced a fully authentic human emotion in her life. But no, in the sense that...
I mean, imagine being these people, though. They constantly surround themselves with people that constantly tell them how hard their life is over and over again. And when you surround yourself with that kind of community in life, you start to actually believe it. That's why it's important to surround yourself not with just yes men in life. You need to surround yourself with people who will go, what you just said was really stupid, and let me help you understand why you're wrong. And then you can push back. But it's important to have people in your life that you're okay with critiquing you or calling you out on your bull crap, because that's why being surrounded by yes men will be completely devastating to you later in life. Water seeks its own level, exactly. All right, let's keep going.
You know, to the extent that they can feel emotions at all, they are actually upset. I believe that part. Because part of the
I don't. See, I believe they don't even know what being upset is. I believe they have no idea what true anger feels like. I believe they are told that little feeling where something is not fair, that's anger. That's oppression. That's pride. They are unique in that they are being discriminated by the royal family. How awful. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, what do you know what it's like to be discriminated by the royal family? Ergo, you told them to F off, you hate them, you told them they're all racist, and then you were like, hey, can I come back for like a wedding or get some more money?
Curse of being a narcissist is that you're never satisfied. No matter how much attention you get, it's never enough. So long as you remain still standing on a planet that revolves around the sun rather than around you. So long as there are
Yes, if they're true narcissists, then that is 100% correct.
people out there living lives that have nothing to do with you and talking about things other than you and prioritizing their own well-being over yours. So long as any of
I think oppression is being told no. Yeah, exactly. I believe that people actually believe that crap. It's like being told no or saying something different other than you think. It's like, hey, I don't like that negative feeling I'm feeling. It's because you were never taught how to deal with your emotions. Because in life, a lot of things aren't fair. And sometimes in life, you have bad days, you have good days. And it's important to learn emotional language and learn how to find ways to cope in life. Because life is not always going to be your best friend and cozy up next to you and tell you everything's going to be okay. Especially when you're mega rich. It seems harder for them to even find community and social support or ways in which to make their lives better because they're so used to just being catered to and their feet to be propped up and massaged.
If that remains the case, you will feel persecuted.
Amen.
Because narcissism is insatiable. There are no happy narcissists, no content narcissists.
Their happiness is just... as long as your world revolves completely around them, then they will be what they feel like is happiness because they don't have to be OCD about everyone's other thoughts than themselves. I love how the media apparatus is trying to get me to care about the problems of spoiled rich women. Spoiled rich people in general. You know, I think that was like one of the biggest FUs during the pandemic was that when we were all shut down and we were all in our small homes, some of us in apartments like myself, some people in small homes, and then you had all these celebrities going around talking about how we're in this together, and at the same time you were looking at their houses going, it's like a small city you live in. I think you're okay. And they're just like, we need to shut down. And then while your money is being depleted, they're multi-millionaires still making money on like, you know, royalties from commercials and stuff like that. And they're like pushing, and then they were talking about how rough their life was during the pandemic. You're like, shut up. No, it wasn't. And that's why, A, you should never compare suffering. But like, B, it's hard to tell people as you're eating caviar off a gold plate, hey, I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to not pay for a cell phone bill, while the other person is literally dealing with that pain in that moment. Meghan will never get the fame, what she wants, fame. She had her 15 minutes and she is desperate for more. And that's probably the problem. You know, she feels... I bet there's a part of them that kind of wishes they never walked away from their positions, because ever since leaving, they've tried to make it all about themselves. It's like they want to walk away from the spotlight of being in royalty, but then they still want the spotlight of how unfair life is because you're on your own. Like, it's just a perfect example of how so many people actually don't want freedom in life.
Whatever they have, they should always have more in their minds. Whatever anyone else does or says, they should have always done or said something different. They're always being attacked. They're always being conspired against. Everyone is whispering about them behind their backs, they think. Narcissism and victimhood go hand in hand. Our culture of victimhood is really then a culture of narcissism. And Harry and Meghan are its perfect representatives and creation. And for that, they are today canceled. And that'll do it for this portion of the...
They're canceled. You're so correct. They gave up their titles. They gave up the spotlight. Now they want it back. And that's why it's what it seems like, you know? And it's like their way of trying to get it back. They're trying to create their own royalty in a sense. We are the Netflix royalty. Bow before me.